Hey everyone, it's Judy. Welcome back to Rose Lane. Okay, we're going to be working on some other pieces. I've worked behind the camera a little bit, and I know I'm kind of jumping right in because my mind is just reeling right now, trying to figure out what I want to do with this. And I decided I would turn the camera on while I was doing it, and kind of take you along with the thought process. Now, this was something I saw the shape again on Pinterest. Don't know who it belonged to as far as the shape was concerned. They had it so that it opened just once, but I did a second one so it opened twice. So this is my thought with this. I have stuff that I want to put down the middle here. I'm going to use that thin ribbon that I used on that envelope trifold flip out thing, the little thin ribbon, I think, except I came across this. Tell me this isn't gorgeous. This is, look at the color. I hope it shows up. Can you see the color on that? Now, I hand dye a lot of my ribbons. Some of it I don't, but most of it I do. I hand dyed this. It was in a bag with a bunch of other things that I hand dyed, and normally I put them on cards and I write the recipe and I put it on the back of the card, so when I run out of the color I can usually come pretty close, because it's certainly not an exact measurement, usually come pretty close to duplicating it again. And I always have a little piece of something left somewhere in my little scrap bags and stuff like that. So do you think I could remember? I love this, and it goes beautiful with the colors in this journal. I cannot remember, and this is all I have, so I'm not sure where we're going to be using that. But anyway, what I was doing here is I was getting ready to make a tag. I'm going to kind of take you along on those processes, I think, with me. But for right now, why don't we do the front? This is going to be a little complicated because this is all new to me, and I said in the other one of my other videos that I was considering using this, but I don't think I am, so I'm just kind of clipping things to it so I don't lose them or bend them all up. I said in one of my other videos that I am still learning, and I watch all you guys and all your fabulous ideas, and yeah, so I'm still learning this. So everything's kind of a trial and error. That's part of artwork, right? That's part of creating. You think about what you have and what you could do and all that kind of stuff. And you know that I have a problem stopping, trying to curb myself a little bit with that. Anyway, what I wanted to do, this is unbleached parchment paper that I have. So I cut a strip, and I do want to do that. I dyed some lace. This was just some white lace. And I dyed this, I don't know, let me see, let me put it on here so you can kind of see that. I'm kind of pointing it towards my one side light to hopefully, everything looks very dark to me in the camera, but then when I see it actually on the video, it doesn't look so bad. It looks pretty true to life. But anyway, I dyed this lace. I used a little Victorian velvet and apparently a lot of the aged mahogany, which I thought would be the other way around, but that's not how it worked out. And because I wanted something, it was white. I didn't want white. I looked at using some beige, but the beige sort of disappeared, so I wanted something else. So what I'm going to do, let me put this to the side for a minute because that goes on the back, and I'll put that to the side. So what I want to do, actually, is I want to measure this piece for what I need. And I think I'm going to open this flat. Oops, don't lose you. There's still so much static around and everything. So I'm going to measure this piece right here. I'm going to let it go just a little above and below so that I can, you know, be sure that I don't cut it too short, because I do things like that. And then the question was this: do I want to, and I think I'm going to have to, because I need it wider than this, okay? And obviously it's not. It's about the same size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just very carefully cut this down the center. Whoops. Sorry. I miss things sometimes. Yeah, this whole eye thing makes me have to slow down, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not worried if it's not exactly perfect, because it will be under the parchment paper and something else will be over that. So I'm not real concerned about that. But what I do want to do is I want to mark where, as best as I can, where I want this parchment paper to go. And I'm just lining up this, I didn't get that very close either. I'm just lining that up with this and trying to get that sort of in the middle, eyeballing that as best as I can. And I'm going to put a little pencil mark and a pencil mark, and some of my pencil marks have to be a little on the big side, and a pencil mark. Ooh, okay, let's do one down here and right there. Okay, and what I'm doing, whoops, I've lost my ribbon, my lace got stuck to my sleeve of my sweater. I usually don't wear sweaters. I'm usually always in short sleeves, but lately it's been a little chilly around here, and I'm trying to fold my cuff a little bit better. And so I've been putting sweaters on. So what I want to do first is I'm going to try to go to the inside, and I know this may be a little hard to see because this paper is very, very busy, but I'm going to try to go to the inside of these pencil lines just a wee bit, and I'm going to glue that down. Okay, that's what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to go, that's what I'm going to try to do. Let's hope I don't make any mistakes. So I did do a, where's the pencil line? My glue's got to come down anyway, but oh, here it is, okay. I did do a template for this. Trying to, is that the pencil line? That's the pencil line. Can tell when you look at it because it shines a little bit if you can get it in the light. And that one, okay. And I'm trying to just sort of connect these. I don't need a whole lot of glue, just a bit, because I'm really just gluing this edge that I cut down. So I'm going to hope that I have that pretty straight. And again, it's kind of hard to tell. This is, like I said, this is why I dyed this lace, because I'm just getting another wipe here, guys, and I'm going to pull this one apart because it's still wet and I don't want to put that on the thing. So I'm just taking the dry end. I will glue down the edge of the lace once I'm sure I have it exactly where I want it. So now we're going to go to the other side. I get stuck on everything. We go to the other side, and I'm going to see if I can find my pencil marks. Can't find that one, though I can find this one, and I do see this one, so let's go ahead. So anyhow, I don't have a template for this, you know, like a die cut or anything like that. I didn't have one. I did it just, you know, freehand. I'm hoping I'm okay in here. So it didn't come out exactly perfect, but okay, I want this facing this way. Okay. Yep. It didn't come out exactly perfect, but the one good thing about decorating things up, now where did that little thing go? Here it is. The one good thing about decorating things up is that you can hide a lot of things that you didn't intend. So that's good. So for someone like me who has a tendency to overdo, and I keep adding stuff and I don't know when to stop, that actually kind of works in my favor. So I'm not going to worry about trimming this until I'm kind of done. So now what I have to do with this is essentially the same thing. Now somewhere I had a pin. Here it is. I lose these pins. I swear, one of these days I'm going to make one of those pretty beaded things. So it's not so hard to lose. And, you know, cleaning my desk would probably be beneficial. All right. So what I want to do here is I want to try to get this also cut down the middle. And I don't need all of this. Actually, I don't need all of this. So instead of giving myself a lot of extra trouble, let me move that ribbon. I've got far too much stuff on my desk, guys. Far too much. One of the things I ought to be doing is to actually clean this thing, because I think, it's just a guess, of course, but I'm thinking that I could be a whole lot more creative if I could actually kind of see what I have. And let me actually try to do it from the other side. I'm using the line here on my, fortunately you could see through this, on my cutting board here, to try to get it as best in the center as possible, that I think. Yeah. Since I'm right-handed, I need the ruler on the other side. So, do that. Hopefully I have it straight enough. I know it takes me a minute, and I apologize. That's why I do a lot of this off camera. But every now and then, I think I want to try to have you along while I'm doing the thinking process. And I just messed that up. However, it is savable. Sometimes I come away from the edge of the paper like I did right there. So, but it is savable. Okay. That is part of the glue down process, which you won't see. So it's fine. So we're going to take one and we're going to put it here, and it's going to come right to the edge, and I'm going to glue that down, and the lace is going to be on the outside. So I'm not sure. I'm kind of thinking that this glue, the Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1, is probably the better way to go, though I will try to be a little bit more careful. Actually, you won't see too much of it now that I think about it, because there's going to be something else that goes on top of it. So, and we still have to cut that one down. I've got the wide, you know, the strip itself, but I don't have the I don't have it cut in half yet. So anyhow, okay, so let's put one of these guys, and I want this one because I don't want that piece to the outside, and I will explain that in a minute as to why I don't. So we're going to put that down there. Okay. I mean, I could have used just plain paper, a brown paper, a craft paper, or something like that. And Lord knows, any of us who order from, well, maybe almost anywhere, but anybody who orders from Amazon, you're always getting that brown craft paper. I have bags of it that I have, you know, taken and folded, and one day I'll do things with it. But I thought the parchment paper would look particularly good because you can see through it. Now, that being said, there's going to be another little strip, and I don't know how much you'll actually see. But for the moment, let me get this lace now, because it's not going anywhere whether I like it or not. I'll get this end down here. So Buffalo is having another snowstorm. I think a good half of the country is having a snowstorm. Even, my goodness, that was my glue that made that ridiculous noise. I think a lot of people, I don't think I got any glue out on that, quite honestly. It seems that this storm was coming up from the Gulf of Mexico diagonally across the country and heading towards, I think, Quebec or Nova Scotia or something over that way. So pretty much everybody was getting something. Some places were in the south were predicting possibility of ice storms, which is very bad. And if anybody is watching from the south and experiencing that, you are all in my prayers that it's not bad, really bad for you, that you keep your power and that there's no real dangers that go on. So I am praying for that for you. This one where I made this mistake by cutting this wrong, I want that in towards the center because it will be covered. So let's go ahead and put this on, and we'll do that. Oh, and I also want to say thank you to everybody. This just seems a little too far away. It is. So let me try to scooch that down a little bit. It seemed too far. Let me peel. This is why I like the Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1, because I mean that was pretty glued down, but I could peel it off. That just seemed a little too far away for me. So let me go ahead and kind of re-glue this a little and see if I can line it up by having, I don't want to be off the screen, I want you to see what I'm trying to do. Got some fuzz or something on here. No, I don't think it's fuzz, it's actually something in the lace, but all right. Yeah, I think so, because it's pink. I want to try, let me scoot this under here, get this lined up with the edge of the card so that I can put the lace where I want it, which would be about there. So yeah, I was a little too far out. So this is what I did. I wanted to make sure that this brown parchment paper would overlap the lace a little bit. I'm really only looking to have that edge with the little round or oval things on it out there. So this was glue from when I was going to glue the paper down. So let's try to do that, and then we'll pull this out and put the paper over it. So yes, it's been snowing, I think, since sometime during the night last night, and for when this goes up, this is Thursday for me, but this probably won't go up until Friday, so will be kind of a day off. But it started snowing last night, Wednesday, sometime during the night, and it's been very slow. But now they're predicting it's just almost dark out for us now. And so now they're predicting the possibility of maybe even up to 12 inches of snow for us, which I'm going to just kind of try to push that in. And if it doesn't go in, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it because it will be covered. So yeah, it just... Now, I still don't have that quite right, so let me pull this down a little bit. Okay, that's better. And then let me pull this down a little bit. There is certainly a lot of work that goes into these things. And I'm sure, yeah, that's better. I'm sure you guys are all aware of that. But when you do all these little pieces and bits and stuff like this, it really takes a lot of time. And I really kind of like that. I really do. I like that you can see the design through this, but I am going to be covering other things. So let's just see what we have here. I'm going to actually use these because I've got lace on here, so let me just go ahead, trim that off. This one's going to be a little trickier because we're on a curve, and paper. If I can get it up off my mat. All right. And that's that part. Now let's go ahead, trim this. Okay. And this side. Actually, this looks... Oh, no, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Because this is there. All right. I said it's not exactly perfect. So let's try to get right up against the edge here and trim that away. And that's what we have so far. Now, the other thing that I wanted to do was put this strip down the center, which means I have to cut this in half. Now you still can see pattern, but a lot of that's still going to be covered because I'm going to do something else with this. So let's see if we can get this. Actually, let me pull it up a little bit. I'm going to use these dots, if I can, on here to help me get this down the middle. I am hoping. And I am sniffling, but I did do my eye drops not too long ago. I'm still using them. I'm not sure that they're going to do me any real good. But apparently, and I will go back to the eye doctor, well, the eye surgeon, not for another surgery, but for, just keeping me followed up. I will go back to him in March, and but I've been on these eye drops since November. And I'm thinking here, which I didn't do, but I think I will do on these. Let me do a little inking. Trying not to be off camera, but I got to be careful with this because now it's a skinny little strip. The one, I'm not sure what the one eye drop is for, quite honestly, because things have come and gone. But the other one, can't think of what it's called either. But what it's for is it's supposed to constrict the pupil, because that's part of my problem with all the surgeries done so quickly, back to back. Excuse me. I know how I can fix that, actually. I'm thinking while I'm talking. There has been some muscle damage and some nerve damage to various parts of my eye. And I may have mentioned it, and that was one is that I can't open my eye as wide as I can open the other one. So, I mean, I can open it, it blinks, and does what it's supposed to do, but it just sort of goes to a normal, like, if I open my eyes wide because I'm surprised or something like that, my other eye will just go just so far, and then it won't go any further. So that's kind of weird. So that's sort of a muscle or nerve issue. I think because of the scleral buckle on my eye, it now, when I look forward, my left eye looks forward, but my right eye tips ever so slightly to the outside, just a little bit. Of course, as far as I'm concerned, it's quite noticeable. And the color of the white of my eye is a little off. It's not as white as the left eye. And my pupil seems to be permanently dilated. So, and that is the biggest issue because my optic nerve still works. I can register light. Even though I can't see anything, I can register light in the dark, if that makes any kind of sense at all. But it's like somebody's shining a little flashlight in my eye. And I can still trim this a little bit. I'm going to do that right here, and I'll go back in after the other paper is on and make sure this is all, well, you know what, let me do it now. I can still, it's like somebody, like when an eye doctor or a physician takes that little pen light and they look in your eye, and even though they're looking in the one eye, you can kind of register the light in your other eye. It sort of bleeds over into your left eye, or, well, in my case, into my left eye vision. And that's what happens to me. So it's like a little flashlight being shined in my eye, even though I really can't see. So I know that doesn't kind of make sense, but that is the truth of it. So I'm beginning to think that this may not stick. I don't know. It's okay, because if it doesn't, I will just go back. If I end up peeling it off, I will just go back with the art glitter glue, and see, part of it sticks and part of it doesn't. I think it's just a matter of letting it dry. But if it doesn't, I'll just kind of peel it back and put the art glitter glue on it. And once I have the other strip on it, it'll make it that much, yeah, see. Let me just try it, hoping that it won't be an issue, you know, with being able to see it. This is something I didn't consider. So we'll see what happens. Now I'm putting this over the lace, so that's interesting. And I do have to glue this lace down because I did the other side. So let's get this one down. So anyway, I do go on Monday, this Monday coming, to a contact lens specialist. They make, I assume they probably can give you regular contact lenses as well, but they make special contact lenses for special things, such as my situation. So I am hoping that they will be able to, now see, this side isn't as bad. Isn't that funny? Maybe it's just because I didn't let it sit to dry that long. I can feel how this is wanting to stick. So anyway, so I go on Monday, and I'm hoping that they will find a way to give me a contact lens that will, block the light from coming in, and that will allow me to be able to see a whole lot better than I do, because right now I still wear a patch, these little sleeve patches on my glasses, and if I take my glasses off, I close my eye, so I run around looking a lot like Popeye. If my glasses aren't on, and these are the ones for reading, so, or close work. Actually have glasses for, I'm going to try doing this with the art glitter glue. I have glasses, but they're trifocals, and I've tried to get used to them, and I just can't, so I'm thinking we're going to have to go back. These are the ones that the insurance covered. I think I need the transition-y kind of ones. That's not what they're called. But the ones that will, they don't have those hard lines. So I'm thinking that that's what I'm going to have to try next. And they gave me the trifocals because I do work on a computer. My office work is on a computer. I'm on it a lot. I'm on it a lot for, doing Facebook and doing YouTube and, putting stuff up and looking at people's stuff. And so, so yeah, I'm kind of, but I'm having a lot of trouble. So I'm thinking that I need a wider glass, something that's, bigger, so that I can have bigger parts on my lenses that will allow me to look through and see what I need to see, if that makes sense. So that is, it's still a process. I'm still going through it all. But sooner or later, we will get this all worked out, and it will be good. So I'm going to just go ahead with this and put that one on. And like I said, mine didn't join perfectly. I swear they did. The prototype did. Here's the prototype. The prototype closed beautifully. Use the prototype, you know, the little sample here to cut this, and somehow it still doesn't line up. I don't get it. But anyway. Okay, so this is just paper. So we're just going to do these scissors. And I'm working on the tags for this. And once I get this part done, I will explain what it is I'm hoping to achieve with the tags. I like making these kinds of, well, I'm finding that I like making these kinds of pockets. I hear people walking around upstairs. Sooner or later, somebody's going to come downstairs and say, "You making dinner?" So I like making these kinds of things that see, my whole plan that started this was to cover the fact that they didn't meet. That I can make kind of fancy pockets to hold tags that will actually come out of your journal, so you don't have to worry about like writing over anything bulky. So that's kind of my thought with that. So this, let me find them, and I am going to have to do some inking, but I cut out, and for once in my life I actually printed on cardstock. These are going to go to the inside, so I'm just going to move them over here. But what I didn't do was I did not ink these yet. So let me find my proper inking utensils, if I can. Here it is. So this is my antique linen. And because I can't always get everything cut on these very fine things, very fine, if there's a little bit of white left, and since most of the time everything is tea stained or kind of vintagey looking, I just go over it with the antique linen, which sort of antiques the parts where they were still white, so they're not so noticeable. So let's do this part first, and I'll get these, and then I will show you. I do have to do, oh, I want that cut. I do have to do the back with something darker. Let me get this a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Couldn't find my brush for a second. Because you will see part of the back of these, and I will show you that in a minute. Let me just make sure that we're still filming. We are, and we are at, okay, that's not too bad. This is the most complicated part, I think. I'm still trying to determine if there's other things I want to do, but that won't come in this video. So while I'm inking, and I've kind of brought you up onto the saga of my eye and where I am with that, like this is going to go on forever, I think. Let's hope not. I get a little tired of talking about it. You probably get a little tired of hearing about it. So, but this is the highlight of my life at the moment, I suppose. So anyway, that being said, I just want to say thank you to everybody for their fabulous response to that little thingy. Somebody said thingy is a thing for me, and I'm like, yes, it's a thing for me too. It is a technical term, I'm sure of it. I gotta try to remember what I called it. The envelope trifold flip out or something that I had put up on the Facebook groups. So many of you responded. I'm still getting responses, and it's been like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, which is a lot. Because usually, you know, those things move down the, you know, the scale there as other people put things up, and they're just not seen because they're not up near the top. And, yeah, so, but I'm still getting people responding. I'm still getting people who are, subscribing, which I'm thrilled to death about. I think I'm going to use my sponge, even though my sponge is a little goofy. I'm not sure which way they're going to go, so I'm going to just kind of try to do all of it if I can. So yeah, I've gotten just tons of people coming and commenting, and you're just, blessing my heart. So thank you, thank you. Especially to I've seen 2 or 3 people now who have done them. They go together really quickly, and of course, the more you want to decorate it, the longer they will take. But it just is a matter of how you want to do that. I'm just going to kind of go around the edges here just a wee bit to give it a slight, not white edge as best as I can. Okay, that's good. We'll do the next one. So, you really, you can almost, whoops. Well, we'll just decide if we're going to put him on anywhere. It came off as I was rubbing. But really, you can put them together so quickly. And I was surprised at how fast it went together for me. It was just making, deciding on the size and then doing whatever it was I had to do. This is definitely going to be something that's going to be glued down. So I think this is going to be going this way. Oh, I need to do my edges a little bit. And I'm sorry that I'm inking on camera. I usually try not to do this, but I've been trying to pull together all the bits and pieces. Let me get rid of that. For all the elements, or the fancier elements that are going in this book, because the woman who ordered it said she wanted a lot of special stuff. So that's why I'm doing all of these, special things with secret pockets and, all of that jazz. So I have a pile of things over here that I'm still working on, trying to pull papers out, because I don't want everything to look the same, but of course I want it to be coordinated. So, yeah, so if you don't like the inking, you can fast forward through it. I would. So God bless those people who can edit and do that fast forward when they're doing their inking and stuff like that, or cutting certain things down or things. Maybe one of these days I'll learn. Haven't gotten that far yet. But anyway, so I've got this just pile of stuff that's over here, and I think I had said in a previous video that I was probably going to try to film as much of that as I could doing these special pieces, but not to, I'm trying to find the lid, I put it underneath it, not to, film doing the whole book, because it's going to be big. So, okay, so this is what I needed. I need to check for what's most delicate. This was the most delicate, but I think I want this one at the bottom. So you and you, so you're going to go here, all right? So what I'm going to do is I am going to glue from this dent to here. I'm only gluing this side. So let's see if I can do that without messing this up. I hope I'm getting it all where I need it to be, because I don't want to mark it on the on the outside on the design. So I do get off of my topic when I go back and forth, this thinking process. Oh, you know what? I do. That does have to get glued down. I think I'm on the wrong side. Oh, I can't work with mirrors either. Where is that one that was still slightly wet? Let me try to get this glue off. Okay, and I just folded things over that I didn't mean to fold over. Okay, so it's this way. Oh, I was right, wasn't I? Yep, okay. It is this way. I'm going to actually put a little glue on here just to try to stiffen it up, but that's not where I'm going to glue it down. So I'm just going to let it sit while I put this glue on here, and then I'll wipe it off. And I can always go back, because it won't be glued down, I can go back and try to reinforce. That's why I did these directly on the card, because I knew they would be fragile. And here we go. All right, so I want this one here like such. I just want to make sure that where I glued stays on the actual paper. So that is why I wanted the backs inked, because you will see part of it. Okay, so that one's going to go there. Let me put that back there. We'll put this one. Do I want that one or this one? I want this one, just because of the way it fits. This one is going to go up here. This way, this way, this way. I'm trying to decide which is the most fragile. I can actually pull that off, and that won't make a big difference. And I can trim in here like that. Okay. And then that one then can go here. Okay, so we'll do that this way. So I'm going to go from the edge of there to there, right? Let's get this right. So I forgot what I was saying, guys, because, you know, I go off on all these things. But anyhow, I still am stuck on the amazing response from everybody about that last piece. And, oh, I remember what I was saying. I was talking about all these other pieces. So I'm still working on all of those, trying to get them coordinated. I don't think I got enough glue over here, did I? Not on that one, I didn't. Okay, I thought I did, but apparently I did not. So let's get the glue on there. So, oh yeah, I had said that 2 ladies had made that, at least 2 ladies had made them, and how quickly they could go together. And I was kind of surprised myself, get out of there you, at how that worked. So let me open this up and make sure that I have no glue. Awesome. I actually did that one pretty well. Okay, so now we're going to put this one here, I think, and then this one here. So I will need to do this. Well, maybe I'll do it this way. Yep, I think that's what I'll do. I'll do it like that. So these, that's not going to work, is it? These rosebuds do have to be extra glued. And like I said, I'm going to go back and I'll just apply some layers. That's okay, actually. But I'll apply some layers of glue to help just sort of make that thicker and reinforce it so that it's not likely to break anytime. So I'm working on all of these special pieces for this journal, and I just have a whole pile of them. So these are the things, I can actually get a little bit more right there. These are the things that I will be doing the videos on. Let's see, where's my pile? Actually, I had to make a list because I couldn't remember everything I had to do. But these are the, let me get this out of the way. Those are the signatures, but I have this one here, I have one here, and these are other papers I'm using. I have this one here, I have this one here, I have this one here. I think that's all on that one. And I have other ones, you know, that I haven't pulled the stuff together for or made the templates for. So I'm working diligently on that, but I'm trying to get these videos up for you guys as timely as I can. I don't know, maybe I will. I like it on the other side, and I could glue it on the other side. The only problem is I'm afraid that when I do that, and I was considering one on either side, so it'd be 1, 1, 1, and 1, but I thought when you tried to open it, depending on which side you opened, it probably wouldn't work very well. So, you know, I think I am just going to keep it. They're opposite, and I think I will. I think I'll do that, just for the sake of trying to keep these little buds on. And not having a problem there. So we will do that, and then, so this was just nothing more than a little decorating spot today for this. Just kind of show you a little bit about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, just to give you a little insight there. Now I have 2 more over here, and I'm going to do this again. Let me get my little paper, and these are going to go to the inside. While that's sitting, I'll get these on. And I've played around with, should I put this on, should I put that on, maybe I could put doilies on, maybe I could do this, I could do that. And again, I've got to learn how to just back off a little bit. There may be ways that I can actually get back in and do that if I think I want to. But I don't know. If I do it, it would probably be on the inside, and I'm not quite decided yet what I actually want to do there. If I want to do any kind of decorating or leave it the way it is completely. So these little guys are going to go on here. So I'm going to put that one there, and we'll put this one here like that. And that just, it's just a little bit, just to kind of pick up this middle. And kind of liking that. And it looks like I got something cut here that I didn't get rid of. So let me just try to pull that off without destroying the whole thing. Come on. There we go. Okay, good. That'll work. So I used to sit and cut these flowers out because I used so many of them. I really, I was thinking to myself before, I have to try to do a different journal, like maybe one with sunflowers or with daisies or something, because, you know, I'm constantly doing roses, which is not bad. You know, they're beautiful, and I love doing all the roses, but it would be nice. You know, I need to do a little, like, rose withdrawal or something, I think. You know, just to do something a little different. It wouldn't be a bad thing. Okay, so we've got that one down there. This thing's sticking to my fingers. And we'll do this one and put that down there. Then I'm just going to grab the ribbon, and I'm going to show you how I wanted to close it. Again, whoa, don't do that. Again, it's going to be just a loose ribbon, not attached, because I will, and I will show you that, though I'm not going to put it on, I think, in this video. There will be a pocket on the back of this. So I don't want to, like, stick it to a page. So, and I don't want to put a ribbon permanently on it. That will kind of block where the tag will go on the back. So that's what we have in here. So when it's closed, it looks like this. This is the back, and I have a vellum pocket that I printed this kind of stuff on, and that's going to go over here. And then I'll be putting a tag in here. And the tag that I'm going to put in here most likely is the same as the background. So it'll just go in here, just be slightly smaller. So, but I'm not putting that on right here, right now. So in order to close this, let me go grab the ribbon from over here. Let's take the tape off, stick that on the side, and we'll do, I want quite a bit to go around. I'm hoping this is enough, quite honestly. So I'm going to put the ends together, and we're still doing the static thing here with this ribbon. I'm going to put the ends together. This is how I'm tying it. Put the ends together, and then I'm going to wrap and wrap. Come on. And wrap. And I do want it to be kind of all uneven. And then I didn't know how many times I was going to get to wrap. And then I'm just going to pull this through, find my ends inside the loop, and I think I want to pull the loop a little over. So I have to rewrap actually. So let me do that. It's stayed amazingly well. Okay, now I'm stuck on the flower. The static is ridiculous, just ridiculous. Okay, so we'll wrap and wrap and one more wrap, more or less. Pull this through, and it can all be rearranged later. But I wanted it just sort of strappy looking. We'll just tie it like that and pull these apart a little bit, and that is how this will close. So let me find something that we can put it on, perhaps just a nice piece of tea-dyed card, and that is how this piece will look. So we are finished with this. I don't know, I'm going to call it maybe an arched gatefold, or a steeple gatefold, or something like that. But that is how that is going to look. So that's it for now with this one. I'll continue to do some stuff on here, but I'm probably not gonna do this all on camera, and we'll probably just move on to another piece. But in the meantime, guys, be safe, be happy, stay out of that storm if it's at all possible, and I will see you next time. Bye bye for now.